Hey, welcome to an episode of Weekly Spark. Camera's already turned around because I was working on something else, and I'd grabbed this journal. I'll show you why. Because I had excess paint that I needed to smear on something. I hate to let it go to waste, so that was quite a lot of that color. Just came out of the bottle too fast. It's dry now, but the previous page in the book was this one, and it's the same idea. It was two colors of blue paint, and then it was this stamp that just had a lot of ink on it, so I was basically blotting it onto this page. I have no plan. This was literally just cleaning up my materials when I was working on something else, and I put them in this book. So what's this page going to be? I don't know. But, it's time to sit down and just experiment. Sometimes it's about the materials. It's about the pleasure of working with them, and it's not necessarily a complex, elaborate, thought out page. I don't normally use these stamp pads this way, but you can. I mean, they're water-soluble inks, so there it goes, spread over a large area, getting rid of some of that white. I'm going to go ahead and clip these pages down since they're curling. The dark and light is kind of giving me a night and day vibe. I don't know that I have anything that specific, planned in my head. Let's see. I have a new stencil, actually. Stencil Girl, of course, my favorite stencil, one of my favorite stencil companies. This one's called Wyatt. It's a nice kind of organic, leafy curlicue. We're going to start with that dark on this page, and then maybe light on the other page. Maybe it's just as simple as stencils today. Oh, I like that. That might be fun to go into with a little ink as well, like in between some of the designs. Let's turn it upside down, reverse it. I'm actually going to clip it to the page. And I think modeling paste to give me a raised up impression of it. Sometimes modeling paste and watercolors, after it's dry, have a really nice effect. Molding paste, modeling paste, call it what you will, just gives us some body. Flexible, yep. You can tint this with stuff. I'm just going to use it plain because it'll be white, and that's what I want on this dark side. But you can tint it with, I usually tint it with acrylic paint. Oh yeah, I like that. That's satisfying. One thing I make sure to do is to wash this stuff off my stencils right away. And often I just do it very gently with a baby wipe because I'm trying not to bend up any of the finer points of the stencil. I've been playing a lot lately with these Jane Davenport markers. Brush pen markers. The ink is water soluble, so you can blend it. I've just been loving kind of the jewel tones. And I love a brush pen. So yeah, nothing too specific. Just taking parts of this design, making them darker in this kind of eggplant purple. called Deep Sea. Just, you know, a strip along the edge. I think I'm trying to take away all of that stamp. Just trying to brighten up this one section of it. And I'm not, you know, not concerned about how perfect it is. I like the marks showing a little bit. It needs something here. I'm going to turn the book back around because that's the direction, you know, that the book is going. I think it needs some found object, some text or image, something a little bit unplanned. It was a long quote, but I liked it, and it worked well cut over 2 pages. More is going to happen to that, but I want the molding paste to dry. I think I need a few scraps of paper. So yeah, that is 95% done. That page makes me happy. I like the colors. I like this purple and then the different paler blues and the teal. This page I want to go back into probably with a fine line black pen and really outline some of the modeling paste and maybe give it like a shadow effect, right? Pop it so it looks even more 3D, but I can't do that until it's dry. So I will try and remember to post a picture of this when it's totally finished. But like always, like this video, subscribe to this channel, do all the YouTube things, and you know, hopefully that sparks some ideas. What started out as keeping materials from being wasted turned into a nice test for a new stencil and kind of a reminder about why I art journal, right? Have some time to myself, take care of myself, make sure to stay grounded and centered. So for now, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week. Bye. So I thought I was done, but I'm back. I have a little blue ink that again was excess from another page. And I want to try and take advantage of the raised quality of this modeling paste and just get ink in between. Not going to do the whole thing, probably still going to have some of this ink left over, but thought it would be nice to do a band over here on this side, where it was kind of all about the stencil, since here there's darker colors, there's the collage and whatnot. The stencil wasn't really thick, so the modeling paste isn't too tall, but it is slightly dimensional. And it is, you can see right here, it's definitely working like a wall to keep the moisture of that watercolor in. So nothing hard here, just very satisfying, and just very satisfying to interact with the materials this way. Since this spread started with a page that had excess paint smeared onto it, it's appropriate that it's finishing with excess watercolor paint ink, painted onto it. And I'm not being terribly fussy or terribly precise, although there is kind of a zen for me to this kind of application with a water-based paint. And then just some plain water here to kind of let it fade out, because I don't want to go too much further. I found some of this white of the page to be a little bit distracting. So yeah, that does use up most of that ink. But now if we flip this, if we take these away so you can see the whole page, the whole spread, there we go. That gives us kind of the light to dark. It gives us different variations on that stencil pattern. It gives us the two parts of the quote. And that was very soothing to do, kind of mindful. There's some marks, there's some flow from the watercolors. But yeah, starting from a smear of paint that was left over and some random stamps, I'm pleased with where that ended up. So hopefully that sparked some ideas for you. As always, like I said a second ago, do all the YouTube things and subscribe and click like, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.